You need a job to get experience, but you need experience to even get a job. It's the ultimate chicken or egg paradox, right? It literally traps millions of people every single year. You're staring at a job posting, you see that glowing red 3 years required sign, and you just think, how on earth am I actually supposed to start? Well, let's dive into this because today we are breaking down a radically different approach to launching your career. So, this brings us to the ultimate question. Do you actually need a job to get experience? Society has basically programmed us to think of experience as this neat little timeline of corporate logos stamped onto a resume. We think of it as time served, sitting at a desk somewhere. But what if I told you that you don't actually need a job to get experience?
And there it is. That's the core truth we're exploring today. You do not need a job to get experience. Now, please don't click away, because this explainer isn't just another piece of AI slop. It's a highly informative, educational, and genuinely entertaining breakdown of how to get hired without a traditional background. We're basing this strictly on the facts. So if you're ready to crack the code and skip that traditional resume trap, hit that like button right now, and let's get into the first chapter.
Chapter 1. The Experience Myth and What Employers Actually Want. Okay, so the old belief is that employers will just hire you based on your potential and train you on the job. But the reality? It's completely different. Companies absolutely do not want to spend their time and money teaching newly hired applicants how to do the basic functions of the role. They expect that you already know what you're doing. Why? Because training a new hire costs serious time and money, and those are two resources that businesses are desperately trying to save.
So the absolutely crucial point here is redefining what experience actually means. Experience is simply proof of capability. It is not necessarily past employment. It isn't just past jobs with other companies. It is tangible, undeniable proof that you know how to do the job right now. And honestly, that shift in mindset changes absolutely everything.
There is an incredible truth here. Getting experience doesn't mean getting a job. It's about proving that you are what they are looking for. But naturally, that leaves us with a massive question, doesn't it? If employers just want proof, how are you supposed to actually get that proof without a boss assigning you work?
Well, that brings us to Chapter 2, the portfolio hack and building your own proof. The simplest answer to generating your own proof is through personal projects. This could literally be anything: web design, flower arrangement, photography, songwriting, painting. Personal projects are honestly the easiest and freest way to get experience. You do them in your free time, they require absolutely no external permission, and you do them simply because you love the craft. In fact, what passion project are you working on right now? Drop a comment below so we can see what you're building.
So how does this actually build into a career? It's a super simple 3-step process. First, you take that hobby. Second, you compile it into a portfolio. And third, you use that portfolio to get hired. By compiling all these commissions, passion projects, or hobbies into one polished portfolio, you instantly give employers the exact proof they're looking for. You're finally showing them, rather than just telling them, that you have exactly what they need.
Let me be clear. Your portfolio is your golden ticket. It speaks for you when you don't have that long corporate track record. It bridges the massive gap between having no job and having immense skill. But what if a portfolio just isn't quite enough? What if you really need to get your foot in the door of an actual company to learn the ropes of a highly specific industry? Let's move right into Chapter 3, freelancing and internships, which are basically your two secret weapons. To unlock these weapons, you've got to undergo another massive mindset shift. You have to move away from an asking mindset, where you're just expecting a job first, over to a giving mindset, where you sell your skills first. Freelancing allows you to work per task with literally zero long-term previous experience needed. Meanwhile, internships let you trade cheaper labor to familiarize yourself with a specific industry. If you know someone who is struggling to land their first gig right now, do them a solid and share this explainer with them, because this specific mindset shift is an absolute game changer. But of course, this raises a really difficult question. How can I give when I have nothing? It's the single most common pushback we hear. When you're a student or a total beginner, it feels like you have absolutely zero leverage and nothing of value to offer a multi-million-dollar company. But there's a golden rule to overcome this exact feeling. Give first, then you will receive. You have to flip the script. Think of it kind of like selling a product. A customer is never going to buy your product unless they know exactly what they're getting in return. You have to put the value out there first. And even as a total beginner, your time, your energy, and your sheer dedication are all incredibly valuable forms of leverage.
Let's look at internships as a prime example of this exchange. Employers hire interns because, quite frankly, it lowers their salary expenses. That is the value you are giving them.
But look at what you're receiving in return. You learn the specific industry, you gain serious on-the-ground field knowledge, and you build concrete, undeniable proof for your resume before you even graduate. You're giving them cheaper labor, sure, but you are extracting massive, career-launching knowledge for yourself.
This entire give first mindset culminates in one incredibly powerful sentence: I know how to do this. When you've done the freelance tasks, when you've done the internship, you can confidently walk right up to employers and say this phrase because you've already built the proof. You are no longer asking for a chance to learn, you are offering a proven capability to execute.
Which brings us to our final section, Chapter 4, Surviving the Digital Age, and the ultimate battle between school and skills.
Look, the rules of the working world have completely changed, which makes everything we just talked about absolutely crucial. Back in the industrial age, you could graduate, grab a diploma, and immediately apply your school learnings to a lifelong job. But in today's digital age, technology is just growing way too fast. It moves way too quickly for any standardized school curriculum to ever keep up. The future absolutely requires continuous learning.
So here is the modern dynamic we're dealing with. School tends to really just teach the basics and the fundamentals. It gives you the raw materials, but the duty to actually develop continuous, market-ready skills falls entirely on you, the student. You simply cannot rely on a classroom anymore to make you competitive in a modern digital economy.
Because ultimately, knowledge is just a diploma. But skills mean knowing exactly what to do and knowing exactly how to do it. Your diploma proves that you can pass a standardized test, but your portfolio proves you possess the actual real-world skill to generate results.
So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Are you going to wait around for someone to just hand you a chance? Or are you going to go out and build your own proof today? You really don't need their permission to start gaining experience. If you want to keep mastering the skills of the digital age and uncover even more strategies just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button, check out our other explainers, and go build something amazing today.